Groups have stormed the eastern city of Slavyansk, which is held by anti-government protesters. Locals say they're blocked in and are unable to evacuate the area. Officials say 2 pilots died after 2 helicopters were gunned down, while local self-defense forces report one of their men has been killed. The Interior Ministry also says the army has taken several self-defense fighters hostage. Graham Phillips has this report from Slavyansk.
We're here in the centre of Slavyansk, and what we have now is these anti-Kiev forces that have effectively now been blockaded into the centre of the city. Now, it's a complex situation because their fortifications ring the central area, but in the circumference, the Ukrainian army is right around the city. Now, I went out to speak to them to ask these soldiers what their instructions were. They said that their instructions were not to come into the city, but people here that I've spoken to in Slavyansk have expressed deep scepticism about that. They've said that they expect an invasion to happen, and it could be at any moment. Now, and we've got these people out in the centre of Slavyansk, and it's very emotional scenes. These people have been telling me that they're afraid for their lives. We've also got members of the anti-Kiev forces here in the centre, but their area has been reduced to right in the centre of Slavyansk, with the checkpoints outside having been stormed and attacked by the Ukrainian army in the early hours of the morning.
Battles are currently happening on the outskirts of the city. The ring is closing in on us. We are in a blockade. Our men are preparing for a battle. We fight to win, and we will chase this junta from our city if we survive.
This situation is reaching its sharpest point of escalation, as we do have a siege situation with the Ukrainian army positioned. They've got masses of APCs and troops around the circumference of this city of Slavyansk here in the east of Ukraine.
Now, you can get the first-hand pictures and the latest updates on Graham's Twitter feed. He is reporting from the heart of the unrest in Slavyansk, where a military operation continues to unfold.
To be in the know, follow us online.
And regarding the breaking news out of East Ukraine, we are getting a reaction now from Moscow. The Russian president's spokesperson says Kiev's military operation has destroyed all hope of implementing the Ukrainian peace deal agreed upon during international talks in Geneva 2 weeks ago. Now, this is footage purportedly showing one of their helicopters gunned down by self-defense forces near Slavyansk. It's circulating on the internet, and we've been able to, unable, I should say, to verify it so far. The Defense Ministry has confirmed 2 helicopters were downed, while reports suggest it could be up to 3. And one injured helicopter pilot is currently undergoing surgery in Slavyansk. This apparently is footage of him after the crash. The men helping him to safety are reportedly pro-autonomy activists. Now, the leaders in Kiev have previously admitted the army is unable to quell the unrest in the east. International relations expert Mark Slabora, he believes the pressure from radical groups is forcing them to try and reverse that.
A few days ago, we saw a massive late-night march by torchlight of ultranationalists through downtown Kiev that entered then into a riot that were demanding that the regime either take decisive military action to take control of the country, or that it would be overthrown.
Mark, if I may, we did manage to speak to one of the self-defense commanders on the ground. Just for a moment here, let's pause and have a quick listen to what he had to say.
At the moment, right sector and military are coming closer to the city. We are planning to blunt the attack. So far, at least 2 helicopters have been destroyed, and 1 injured pilot is now receiving the aid. There are no casualties on the side of self-defense squads, and there will be no more, because we're staying up for our motherland.
The right sector is an alliance of ultra-nationalist groups that have received thorough paramilitary training for years now. And we know that they have several thousand members. Just recently, their leader, a force of 1,000 right sector to help control eastern Ukraine. They are fanatics. They are the ones who are willing to kill and be killed in order to further this national revolutionary state that has been created in Kiev.
Now, this isn't the first offensive launched by Ukraine's military on pro-autonomy protesters in southeast Ukraine. Last month, an operation was launched in the Donetsk region. Some of the tanks that were sent ended up siding with activists as soon as they entered the region. And just a week ago, Kiev launched its first crackdown on protesters in Slavyansk, with members of the right sector group taking part.